I told you that managing menopause doesn't have to feel overwhelming? That with just 5 tiny daily habits, you could shift your hormones, calm the chaos in your body, and actually start to feel like yourself again. These aren't complicated protocols. They're small steps that every woman over 40 can begin today, and most women over 40 believe that if they want to manage menopause naturally, they need to make a giant lifestyle overhaul. They think it means cutting out everything they love, following a strict diet, or starting a workout plan that feels more like punishment than help. But here's the truth. It's not the massive, unsustainable changes that reset your hormones. It's the tiny, consistent habits you repeat every day that end up making the biggest difference in how you feel. Think about it this way. Your hormones don't shift overnight. They change gradually, little by little, and your body responds the same way. That's why when you start stacking small, intentional actions on top of each other, your body adapts in ways that feel natural instead of forced. For example, 5 minutes of sunlight in the morning might not feel like a big deal, but those rays send a powerful message to your brain. They reset your circadian rhythm, lower cortisol spikes, and help your body know when it's time to feel alert and when it's time to wind down. Over time, that small habit trains your hormones to work with you instead of against you. Another simple example is taking a short walk after dinner. At first, it may just feel like a casual stroll, but here's what's happening inside your body. Your muscles are pulling glucose out of your bloodstream, stabilizing your blood sugar and preventing those big spikes and crashes that make hot flashes worse and energy levels unpredictable. That one tiny shift lowers the burden on your insulin system, which is one of the biggest keys to hormonal balance in menopause. Even something as simple as drinking enough water throughout the day creates ripple effects. Hydration helps your cells communicate more effectively, supports detox pathways for estrogen, and prevents the dehydration that often triggers headaches, fatigue, and brain fog. It's not glamorous, but it's powerful, and it works because it's doable. The reason these small habits matter so much is because your body craves consistency more than intensity. Anyone can follow a strict plan for a week or two, but most of us can't keep that up forever. And when we quit, our hormones feel the crash. But when you focus on small, repeatable actions, they become automatic. They weave into your life in a way that doesn't feel like work. And as those habits stack, the impact grows bigger and stronger until one day you realize you're sleeping better, your moods are steadier, your energy is more stable, and your body finally feels like it's on your side again. It's not about perfection. It's not about doing everything at once. It's about finding the small daily habits that feel natural for you, repeating them, and trusting that over time, they create the foundation for lasting hormone balance. Before most women even think about their day, the first thing they reach for is coffee. It feels comforting, it feels energizing, and it feels like the only way to start the morning. But what your hormones are actually begging for when you wake up is not caffeine, it's water. Overnight, your body has been fasting, detoxifying, and using up hydration stores. You wake up slightly dehydrated whether you feel it or not, and if you add coffee before you replenish, you're putting more stress on an already thirsty system. That little mistake can set the stage for hot flashes, fatigue, and brain fog to show up stronger than they need to. When you start your day with a tall glass of water, especially one that has minerals in it, you are giving your body exactly what it needs to reset. Water alone hydrates, but when you add something as simple as a pinch of sea salt or a squeeze of lemon, you're replacing electrolytes and waking up your cells in a way plain water can't do. Those minerals tell your nervous system to calm down. They help your adrenal glands regulate cortisol, and they support your body's ability to balance estrogen and progesterone throughout the day. Think about cortisol for a moment. This hormone should naturally peak in the morning to give you energy and then gradually fall throughout the day so you can sleep at night. But dehydration exaggerates cortisol, making that morning spike feel more like anxiety, irritability, or exhaustion instead of a clean burst of energy. A simple glass of mineral-rich water sends a signal that you are safe, nourished, and ready to take on the day. That shift alone can make a noticeable difference in how steady your mood and energy feel. This isn't just about hot flashes or fatigue either. Hydration plays a direct role in how your brain functions. Women often describe the menopause years as foggy or scattered, and a lot of that can be tied back to circulation and fluid balance. Your brain is mostly water. If you're even slightly dehydrated, neurons can't communicate as clearly, and you feel the difference in your focus, your recall, and your ability to handle stress. One glass of water in the morning may seem like a small act, but it is literally fuel for your brain. Another layer to this is detoxification. Overnight, your liver and kidneys have been working hard to process hormones and toxins. Water in the morning helps flush out what your body has been processing all night. That supports estrogen metabolism, which is one of the most critical pieces of menopause health. When estrogen doesn't break down properly, symptoms like bloating, mood swings, and weight gain become louder. Morning hydration gives your body the pathway it needs to clear out what no longer serves you. It's also worth noticing how hydration impacts cravings. A lot of women think they're hungry in the morning, when really, they're just dehydrated. That false hunger can push you towards sugar, snacks, or an extra cup of coffee that spikes your blood sugar and sets you on a roller coaster all day long. But when you start with water, you stabilize your appetite, you give your body what it's actually asking for, and you naturally find it easier to make better choices throughout the morning. If there's one thing to take away, it's that hydration is not just about quenching thirst. It's a signal to your hormones that you are supporting them. It's a foundation that makes every other habit you stack on top of it work better. Drinking mineral-rich water before coffee isn't glamorous or complicated, but it's one of the most powerful, underused habits that can change how your body handles menopause from the inside out. When women move into their 40s and beyond, one of the biggest changes they feel isn't just in estrogen or progesterone, it's in how their body handles stress. Cortisol, the stress hormone, becomes louder. What used to be a small annoyance suddenly feels overwhelming. What used to be an easy night of sleep turns into tossing and turning. This isn't because your body is broken. It's because your nervous system is more sensitive during this stage of life. And one of the fastest ways to calm that sensitivity is through daily movement. Movement doesn't need to be punishing or extreme. In fact, intense exercise can sometimes make things worse by spiking cortisol even higher. What your body craves is intentional movement that lowers stress signals and stabilizes hormones. Something as simple as a brisk 20-minute walk can completely shift your physiology. Walking lowers cortisol, improves blood circulation, and allows your muscles to pull glucose out of the bloodstream, which means your insulin sensitivity improves. That one change alone can help regulate weight gain around the belly, which is one of the most frustrating symptoms women experience in menopause. Daily movement also helps train your nervous system to shift out of fight or flight mode. When cortisol is constantly elevated, it feels like your body is running on high alert all the time. Gentle exercise creates a rhythmic pattern of breath and movement that tells your brain you are safe. This is why even dancing in your living room or doing a light strength workout can leave you feeling calmer, clearer, and more energized afterward. It's not just about burning calories, it's about resetting the chemical messages inside your body. Light strength training has its own unique benefits. As estrogen declines, bone density and muscle mass naturally decrease. Lifting light weights or using resistance bands sends signals to your bones and muscles that they need to stay strong. This not only helps prevent osteoporosis, but also improves your metabolism, which often slows down in midlife. The stronger your muscles are, the more efficiently your body uses glucose, and the steadier your hormones become. One of the biggest barriers women face is the belief that movement has to be time-consuming or exhausting to count, but the opposite is true during menopause. Short, consistent bursts of daily movement work better than occasional long workouts. If you walk after meals, stretch before bed, or take 5 minutes every hour to get up and move, those little actions add up to a steady lowering of cortisol. Over time, your body stops living in a constant stress response and starts finding balance again. Movement is also a powerful mood stabilizer. Menopause can bring irritability, anxiety, and even feelings of sadness as hormones fluctuate. When you move, your body releases endorphins, those natural feel-good chemicals that lift your mood and make life feel easier. A walk outside not only lowers cortisol, but also boosts dopamine and serotonin, the neurotransmitters that help you feel calm and happy. This is why many women say their best ideas or moments of clarity come during a walk or light exercise session. The best part is, there's no single formula you have to follow. You don't have to be in a gym, you don't have to buy special equipment, and you don't have to dedicate hours of your day. What matters is that you move intentionally and consistently, whether it's walking with a friend, stretching while listening to music, or doing a few bodyweight exercises in your living room. The act of moving tells your body to release stress balance hormones and return to a more natural rhythm. One of the most frustrating parts of menopause is how unpredictable your body can feel. One moment you have plenty of energy and the next you're dragging yourself through the day. One moment you're calm and centered. The next you're sweating from a hot flash or snapping at someone you love. While it feels like these symptoms are random, most of them can be traced back to one thing: unstable blood sugar. When your glucose is on a roller coaster, every hormone in your body has to work harder to keep up, and that's when symptoms get louder. The good news is that balancing blood sugar isn't about dieting or giving up all the foods you enjoy. It's about being intentional with how and when you eat. One of the simplest shifts you can make is to start every meal with protein. Protein slows down the absorption of glucose and keeps you satisfied longer. That means fewer crashes, fewer cravings, and a steadier release of energy throughout the day. Pairing protein with healthy fats and fiber only makes this effect stronger. Think of meals built around eggs and avocado, salmon with vegetables, or chicken with leafy greens and olive oil. These combinations keep your blood sugar steady instead of spiking and crashing. Another important piece is the timing of your meals. Many women fall into the habit of grazing all day, thinking small frequent snacks will keep their energy up. But what that actually does is keep insulin elevated constantly, which blocks fat burning, increases inflammation, and makes hormone balance harder. Giving your body a break between meals is one of the most effective ways to improve blood sugar control. When you space out meals by 4 to 5 hours, you allow insulin to come down, and your body gets a chance to tap into stored energy instead of constantly relying on new fuel. This doesn't mean you have to jump straight into long fasting windows or skip meals entirely. Even a small step, like avoiding snacks between breakfast and lunch, can reset your metabolism. Over time, you may find that your hunger signals become clearer, your cravings lessen, and your energy feels more stable. Your body learns to burn both glucose and fat for fuel, which is exactly what you need during menopause. Blood sugar balance also plays a huge role in managing hot flashes and mood swings. When glucose spikes, it can trigger a cascade of adrenaline and cortisol, which makes hot flashes more intense and unpredictable. On the flip side, when glucose crashes, your brain feels starved of fuel, and that's when irritability or sudden fatigue show up. By eating in a way that keeps blood sugar steady, you take away one of the biggest triggers for these symptoms. There's also a deeper layer here, how blood sugar connects to estrogen and progesterone. Insulin resistance, which happens when blood sugar is unstable, can amplify the effects of declining estrogen. This is one reason weight gain around the midsection becomes more common during menopause. But when you keep blood sugar stable, you reduce insulin resistance, which helps your hormones work more efficiently. That's why women who focus on protein, healthy fats, fiber, and meal timing often notice not only fewer symptoms, but also easier weight management. This is not about restriction or deprivation. It's about giving your body a rhythm that makes sense for your hormones. When you sit down to eat, think protein first, add fats and fiber, and then give your body time to process that meal before you eat again. Over time, this one habit shifts your metabolism, steadies your mood, calms hot flashes, and makes you feel like your body is finally working with you instead of against you. Sleep is one of the most overlooked tools women have for balancing hormones, especially during menopause. It's easy to see sleep as optional or to sacrifice it for a little more work, a late night show, or scrolling on your phone. But your body doesn't see sleep as optional. This is the time when your brain detoxes, your hormones reset, and your nervous system gets a chance to calm down. Without enough quality sleep, everything from hot flashes to anxiety to weight gain gets worse. When estrogen and progesterone begin to decline, sleep often becomes harder to get. Women wake up in the middle of the night drenched in sweat, or they lie awake with their mind racing, unable to drift back down. While it may feel like there's nothing you can do, the truth is that simple evening rituals can send powerful signals to your body that it's time to rest. Something as easy as dimming the lights an hour before bed mimics the natural rise of darkness that your body is designed to respond to. That one small cue helps your brain release melatonin, the hormone that guides you into deep, restorative sleep. Turning off screens before bed is another powerful step. The blue light from phones, tablets, and TVs suppresses melatonin production, keeping your brain wired when it should be winding down. Even if you think scrolling relaxes you, your nervous system is being stimulated in a way that delays your body's ability to rest. By shutting down screens and choosing something calmer, like reading a book or practicing gentle stretching, you create the right environment for sleep hormones to rise naturally. Deep breathing or meditation before bed can also make a huge difference. Menopause heightens the stress response, which means cortisol levels are often higher than they should be at night. This is why so many women feel wired even when they're exhausted. Simple breathing exercises, like inhaling deeply through your nose, holding for a moment, and exhaling slowly, lower cortisol and signal to your nervous system that it's safe to relax. That shift allows your body to move more easily into sleep. The benefits of sleep go far beyond just feeling rested. While you're sleeping, your brain literally cleans itself, flushing out toxins that build up during the day. Your liver and kidneys process hormones and waste more efficiently. Growth hormone is released, which repairs tissues, supports muscle health, and strengthens bones. When you get enough quality sleep, your entire hormonal system is supported, and symptoms like hot flashes, mood swings, and brain fog naturally quiet down. Many women turn to supplements or medications to manage menopause symptoms, but without addressing sleep, those tools only go so far. A nightly ritual that signals rest is more powerful than most pills because it works with your body's natural rhythms instead of forcing a shortcut. Over time, consistent sleep habits make your nervous system more resilient, your metabolism more balanced, and your moods more stable. It's not about creating a complicated routine. It's about small signals that add up. Dim the lights, shut down screens, slow your breath, and give your body permission to rest. When you do this consistently, you teach your body how to reset itself night after night. And that is one of the most powerful ways to manage menopause naturally. One of the biggest challenges women face in menopause isn't just the hot flashes, the brain fog, or the weight gain. It's the way they speak to themselves while going through it. For so many women, The inner dialogue is filled with frustration. They look in the mirror and wonder what's happening to their body. They compare themselves to how they felt in their 20s or 30s, and they feel like something must be broken. But the truth is your body isn't broken. It's changing, and how you respond to that change can either make the transition harder or help your hormones find balance more easily. Every time you criticize yourself, your stress hormones rise. Cortisol spikes when you think thoughts of frustration, self-judgment, or anger toward your body. That stress response makes symptoms worse. It can intensify hot flashes, disrupt sleep, increase cravings, and keep your body in a constant state of tension. Most women don't realize that the very act of being hard on themselves is sending a biochemical message to their body that it's not safe. And that's the opposite of what your hormones need in this stage of life. Self-compassion, on the other hand, has the power to calm your nervous system almost instantly. Something as small as pausing, taking a breath, and saying, "I'm doing my best," rewires your brain and lowers cortisol. It shifts your body into a state of repair instead of survival. Over time, that daily mindset shift becomes as powerful as eating healthy or moving your body. When you create internal safety with your thoughts, your hormones respond with balance. This doesn't mean ignoring the symptoms or pretending everything is fine. It means meeting yourself with kindness while you navigate them. Instead of saying, "I can't believe I've gained this weight," you can shift to, "My body is doing the best it can with the changes it's going through." Instead of saying, "I'm so moody, I can't control myself," you can shift to, "My hormones are in transition and I'm learning how to support them." Those small shifts in language change the way your brain perceives stress, and they create space for healing that judgment never will. There's real science behind this. Self-compassion activates the parasympathetic nervous system, the part of your body responsible for rest, digestion, and repair. It reduces adrenaline and cortisol while increasing oxytocin, the hormone of connection and calm. When oxytocin rises, you feel safer in your body, and when you feel safe, your symptoms naturally quiet down. This is why women who practice self-compassion often report fewer hot flashes, better sleep, and steadier moods over time. It also helps you stick with the other habits that matter. When you come from a place of kindness toward yourself, you're more likely to choose foods that nourish you instead of punishing yourself with restriction. You're more likely to move your body because it feels good instead of forcing yourself through workouts you hate. You're more likely to build sleep rituals because you value your health instead of seeing it as another task on your list. Self-compassion makes all the other habits easier because it creates the mindset that supports consistency. Menopause is a season of transition, not a season of failure. Your body is asking for a new kind of relationship with you, one built on listening, patience, and respect. Self-compassion is the daily practice that makes that relationship possible. Each time you soften your inner dialogue, you lower stress hormones and open the door for healing. Over time, that habit becomes one of the most powerful tools you have, equal to nutrition, exercise, or sleep, because it teaches your body that it is safe to find balance again.